Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. How are you today? Today I'm here with Priya and today we are going to talk about my first day in a big city.
Hello, everyone. I am very happy to be here today. Let's start our conversation.
Priya, I'm really excited about today's topic because moving to a new city is a major life event. Today you live so confidently in Mumbai, but your journey started with a lot of pressure. Many viewers want to know, why did you leave your small hometown and how did you shift to such a big city? What was the real reason behind this big decision?
Raj, it was a very tough decision for me. I grew up in a very small town where life was simple and slow. But after completing my graduation, I realized that my hometown did not have good career opportunities for higher growth. Moreover, I wanted to prove to my family that a girl can also build an independent life. I applied for a postgraduate program in Mumbai and got selected. My parents were very scared to send me alone, but I told them that I must take this step for my future. That is how my journey started.
That is so inspiring, Priya. Taking that first step takes a lot of courage. But when you finally reached Mumbai with your big bags, what was the very first major problem that you faced?
The moment I walked out of the railway station, reality hit me. Back home, I could always call my brother or father if I was stuck anywhere, but here I was completely on my own. My very first major problem was finding my hostel before sunset. The address given online was very confusing, and local auto drivers were demanding double money because they recognized that I was new to the city. I tried to use an online cab app, but due to low battery and poor network, my phone switched off. I was standing on a busy road, it was getting dark, and I had no phone, no friends, and 3 heavy bags.
Wow, that sounds terrifying for a first day. No phone and completely stranded in an unknown metro city. How did you handle that nightmare? What efforts did you make to tackle the situation?
Raj, at that moment, I felt like running back to the station and taking a train home. My mind became completely blank. But then I remembered why I came here. I took a deep breath and looked around. I realized that if I look scared, people might cheat me. So I forced myself to look confident. Since my phone was dead, I went to a local tea vendor and politely asked him if I could charge my phone for 5 minutes. He was very kind and allowed me. While charging, I noted down the exact route and landmark on a piece of paper. Then I walked up to an honest-looking local bus conductor and asked him which bus goes to that landmark. Instead of an expensive taxi, I took a local bus for just 10 rupees and safely reached my hostel.
Wait, Priya, sorry to interrupt your story, but you just used 2 very important terms here. You said, a girl can also build, and just now you said, if I could charge my phone lines. Before we continue with your hostel story, can you please explain to our viewers when we use can and could? Because beginners often struggle with these 2 words.
Oh, absolutely, Raj. Let's make it very clear and simple for everyone. We use can to show our present ability. It means something that you are able to do right now, in the present time. For example, when I say a girl can also build an independent life, it means girls have the ability to build their life today. On the other hand, we use could to talk about our past ability. It means something that you were able to do or not able to do in the past. For example, when I say I could always call my father, it means I had that ability in the past when I was in my hometown. But wait, there is another very important rule. We also use could to make polite requests. When you ask a stranger for help with a lot of respect, you use could. That is why I asked the tea vendor, could I charge my phone?
That is such a clear explanation. Viewers, remember, use can for present ability and could for past ability or for making polite requests. Perfect. So, Priya, let's get back to your story. You successfully reached your hostel using a local bus, but I believe the challenges do not end on day one. After reaching the hostel, what other big problems did you face and how did you face them?
You are absolutely right, Raj. Reaching the hostel was just the physical battle. The real emotional battle started inside the hostel room. The second and biggest problem I faced was extreme loneliness and homesickness. For the first 2 weeks, the absolute silence of the room used to scare me. I missed my mother's handmade food, and the city food was making me sick. I felt like an outsider everywhere, in my college, on the streets, and even in local markets, because everyone spoke so fast.
Homesickness can really break a person's spirit. Many students leave their studies and go back home because of this emotional pressure. How did you tackle this loneliness and homesickness? What did you change?
I realized that if I stay inside my room and keep crying, nothing will change. So I created a practical strategy to adapt to this new life. First, I started exploring the city on weekends. I forced myself to step out of the hostel, visit local parks, historical places, and small cafes. This helped me understand the geography of the city, and slowly the roads started looking familiar. Second, I started initiating conversations. In college, instead of sitting alone, I walked up to my classmates, smiled, and said a simple, "Hi, I'm Priya from a small town." To my surprise, people were very welcoming, and I made 2 great friends within a week. And third, I accepted that mistakes are normal. When I took the wrong local train or got lost, I didn't panic. I just accepted it as a funny adventure and asked locals for help.
This is great advice, Priya. Facing the city instead of hiding from it is the best way to grow. Today, you have been living in Mumbai for 5 years. You have a great corporate job and you handle everything effortlessly. When you look back at that scared girl outside the station, how do you feel?
I feel incredibly proud of her, Raj. If that girl had given up on that first night, I would still be sitting in my small town wondering what if. That one day of struggle taught me how to manage money, how to read people, and how to survive anywhere in the world. A big city does not change you, it just reveals how strong you actually are.
Beautifully said, Priya. It reveals your inner strength. Before we wrap up this wonderful episode, what is your ultimate advice for our viewers who are preparing to shift to a big city?
My advice is very practical. First, do not fear the crowd. The crowd looks busy, but it's also full of helpful people. You just need to ask politely. Second, learn basic life skills before moving. Learn how to cook simple meals, how to manage a basic monthly budget, and how to navigate maps. It will save you from a lot of stress. And third, give yourself time. Do not expect to love the city in one day. Give yourself at least 3 months to adapt. Every new place requires patience.
Thank you so much, Priya, for sharing your vulnerabilities and your victories. This was not just an English lesson, but a complete guide on self-dependence and survival.
Thank you, Raj. It was an amazing conversation, and I really hope our viewers find the strength to chase their dreams in any big city.
Thank you so much, viewers, for watching this episode. Today we learned how to use can for present ability and could for past ability or polite requests. We also learned that every big change brings initial discomfort, but that is where real growth happens. Now, here's a small task for you in the comment section. Write one sentence using could to make a polite request to a stranger. Let's see who writes the best answer. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast. See you in the next episode with a new guest and a new topic. Bye-bye.